Hi, I'm Aurora Menegallo, founder of Repurpose Your Purpose, and you're watching one of a series of videos where I go a little bit more in depth into my philosophy of change. So my approach, what I think helps you um, embrace and respond to the call of change. I work with individuals in a career or work setting. Okay, so I work on changing careers if you're not sure what you want to do next, growing your business, or really stepping it up as a leader. And all my clients have one thing in common. At some point, they feel something has to change, right? Something has to change. So if you've seen the videos before, you've seen that I talked about change happening at the level of self, relationships, and environments. But how exactly do I work with people? I made this graphic to, make it a little bit easier. So I'll try to explain it here in a brief way, okay? At the core of everything I do is opening up space for your inner wisdom to show up. Okay, the biggest problem is that we are so used to follow our intellectual thinking, we don't even know how much we're caught up in old patterns, in conditioning, in all sorts of stuff. That part of you is not the smartest part of you. It's a great part to have. It's great to have intellectual thinking. We all need strategic minds. We all need, there's great things you can do with your mind that way. But when you're dealing with change and the not knowing, that is not the place to look into. There is something much deeper, much smarter that is meant to guide you. That is what I call source or inner wisdom. Okay, so that is really at the core. That's why in this image it's in the middle there, because everything stems from opening up to that place of inner wisdom. Now, once that open up, depending on what you're trying to do, what change you're dealing with, what comes up for you, then there are different ways I work with people. Okay. One of them is what I call gifts, values, skills. So it's really starting to understand yourself, understand what gifts you bring, what are your values, what are the skills that you already have or that you want to invest in, really to start seeing how you're this beautiful human being here to do something that is fulfilling to you, here to really live at a level that's aligned with what you're here to do. And so you want to understand that. And you want to believe in yourself, you want to find some courage, you want to find some trust, some confidence grounded in reality. I'm not talking here about imagining things and just not, I mean, we'll talk about strategy, but really it's important to develop that awareness and an understanding of who you are. So that's working on gifts, values, and skills. Another part that you'll see here in this image is self-expression and communication. Okay, what do I mean by that? Well, we need to be able to tell our story. You need to be able to say what you do, to communicate effectively with people, to share yourself or your work in a way that makes sense, to your audience. So really things about using your voice, communication, self-expression, opening up that part of you. Now, it's very important for me to say I do not work by scripts and I do not work by giving you things like you have to say things this way and let's rehearse it or any of that. Okay, although it's fine if it works for you, it's good. It's nothing against it, but I really help my clients understand how to come from source so they can trust themselves to really speak and express themselves from that deeper wisdom. And it's amazing once you learn it. There's a certain confidence and grounding that comes from it that is very different when your mind is trying to say things based on rules or based what you should say. So I'm gonna leave it at that. That is a category of self-expression and communication. Okay, the next one, healthy relationships and community. I already talked about it in the video about relationships. Let me say a little bit here just to remind you. It's really important to have healthy relationships. It's really important to understand what they look like. It's really important to be able to engage with people from that place. It's really important to have a sense of community in a way that makes sense to you, that feels good to you. So really, relationships and community, working on your ability to interact with people, be with people, and also, if you need more alone time, understanding that. So there's a lot about relationships and community, but I really want to put it out there that for most of my clients, that is also a really important thing, right? That comes up. Now, I only deal with relationships and community from professional perspective. However, some of what we talk about in that context will help you in other contexts. Okay, so more than a client, when we open up wisdom in the direction of being a better listener, reporting, having great success with family and with people close to them because they had unlocked their natural ability to really listen, and listen deeply and being there with somebody else. So that's the so that you always remember the source at the core, and then depending on what change calls you, then there are these other areas. Okay, and I mentioned so far gifts, values, and skills. So essentially the way you are in the world, your personality, your values, what you like to do. There are relationships and communities, so really the way you relate to other people, self-expression, communication, the way you tell your story, the way you share what you do. And then the last part here on the image, the last part of this approach is strategy. Because although we don't want to be ruled by an intellectual thinking that has way, way, way too much power in general, in our society, in our life, it is important to be strategic. It is important to use your head. It is important to use your common sense, right? So we're not throwing that out completely. We're actually putting in service of our deeper wisdom. And that's really the way it works. It works first, you got yourself, first, you're in source, first, you can tell when you're in that deeper knowing, and then you put your strategic mind in service. My background is in the arts, marketing, and business. Okay, so I have many, many years of experience. So, especially with business clients, I am happy to share what I know about marketing and growing your business. And also happy to share with my leadership clients and my career changing clients anything that I know that is strategic that can help. This is maybe also something that's important for me to mention. I'm gonna have another video about it, that I have operated, in both ways. The just coaching, pure coaching, so you never give the answer, and pure consulting, you have all the answers. And I find that the best approach is a mix. So I tune into my clients, I'll tune into you, and whatever you need, I am there if I can to support you with. And so at times it will be just listening, and it will be just being, and you will experience it inside out moments of insights that come from you. And at other times, I'm gonna put on my consultant hat and suggest a strategy or suggest a tool that you might want to try that might be beneficial to your business. So this is a very rich process, and stick around for one more video. I'm gonna share a little bit more about that, but I hope this gives you an idea of what I do.